bring up Nate Kievman. Nate is somebody who works a lot with Fortune 5,000 companies, consulting them on LinkedIn strategies. Worked with some of the leading speakers around. He has the biggest LinkedIn networking marketing group on LinkedIn itself. He has trained over 35,000 people via his webinars on LinkedIn strategies. LinkedIn is like one of those things where when you see the demographics, I'm sure he'll show you the demos on LinkedIn, it's one of those really, really exciting marketplaces to tap into for a lot of us. And I fooled around with it for not even seriously, but just kind of fooled around with it for a couple of years to see what we could do. And then we enlisted Nate and actually had his company do some stuff for us. And it's been like a light switch went on for really qualified leads. And we don't need just anyone. This is leads for our Maverick 1000 group, which are all, you have to be 7-figure plus. So that was one of our concerns is, are we going to get the really good targeted people? And then, the other concern is, are they going to be the right people, and are they going to think that we're just like spamming them or really annoyed at the way we're contacting them? And so, all those fears were alleviated by the way that he handled it. And literally, when I get people coming up to me and they believe it's a really personal message that we're sending out to them, and it is. So Nate's going to show you what he does and the way that he does it. It's pretty useful, pretty incredible. So let's bring in Nate Kievman. Come on out. All right. Morning.
Morning.
9 a.m. crowd, sir.
9 a.m. Everybody wide awake?
Make sure your fly's up.
Yeah, we're good. All right. First of all, how many of you are super excited about LinkedIn? Raise your hand. Woo! Yeah. How about social media generally? Woo! No, not so much. Right. Okay. You know what we're actually excited about? The opportunity to talk to our qualified prospects. We don't care about LinkedIn. We don't care about social media. That's why we're here. Right? You guys are here to find out if there's a new, unique way to talk to your market. And there is. There's a really unique way to talk to your market. Now, how many of you here are just B2C? Have nothing B2B at all? Okay, a couple. I just say, do you have joint ventures, affiliates? You have opportunities for sponsorships. Any of those opportunities, you can use LinkedIn for very effectively, okay? So we're gonna go through quite a bit today. So we have LinkedIn Mastery, how to rank over millions of LinkedIn users in minutes, get found, and attract business. Does that sound good? Sounds good? Okay. All right, do you guys know, who's used LinkedIn? Raise your hand. Who has a profile on LinkedIn? Keep your hand up. Okay, quite a few of you. Good. Who does not have a profile on LinkedIn? This is like the ninja course, by the way, guys. You get so much. It's the black belt session. So I'm sorry if it goes a little bit fast. What we're going to do is just roll through this, is talk a little bit about some of the opportunities that LinkedIn provides. LinkedIn truly is a gold mine. We're going to talk about some of the stats and why that is in just a minute. It's the #1 professional network in the world with over 90 million professionals, 50% of which are US, okay? We'll talk about how that breaks down by segment. It's your professional profile to the world. Google yourself, your own name, see what comes up first. You can use LinkedIn to establish expertise in a particular niche very effectively. We can use it to source employees. If you run an organization trying to find new employees, you don't want to hire somebody outsource, LinkedIn's a great place for that. Prospects, generate prospects and generate partners. All right. So some of the power of LinkedIn is we can use it to position ourselves, to brand ourselves, build our networks, create lucrative new opportunities. There's partnerships and alliances, new prospects, again, untapped markets, and automated systems. We have a process that we use, automated process, that will help you generate leads. You guys I'm going to share a lot of that with you today. Okay. So this is the largest network in the world. Compared to the Wall Street Journal, Business Week, Forbes magazine has a higher household income than all of those. Has a larger user database than all of those. Pretty relevant market for us if you have a B2B opportunity. Now, it's hard to see this slide, so I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to tell you some of these numbers. You have small, medium-sized professionals. There's over 6.4 million of them on LinkedIn. Startup professionals, over 5.8 million. Business decision makers, 15 million. Corporate executives, 2.5 million, and so on. Marketing professionals, 3.6 million. I think that's actually not quite accurate. It's more like 7 million when we do some search results. Okay. So LinkedIn's a channel that can help us increase revenues, lower our marketing costs, improve cash flows. These are the business benefits, right? Connect with decision makers. Ultimately, it's a practical business tool for our operations. So what I want to do is I want to talk about 5 or 6 case studies, give you some of the things that these individuals focused on, and we're going to get right into a lot of meat today. So I'm running through this really quick on the front end. So I want to spend the rest of the time diving in, talking about profiles, helping you guys find a way that you can get in front of over 1 million people any given day that you want on LinkedIn, have the opportunity to be in their inbox. Pretty cool. Nice little trick. All right. So let's start with an author. Actually, I have 2 author stories that I'd like to share. They did 2 different things. They both knew they needed to have a presence. They both knew their markets were on LinkedIn. Actually, one of them didn't know their market was on LinkedIn. She wasn't sure. One was in the health and wellness industry. The other one, that was her book. The other one was in kind of corporate, multi-generational workforce. The first one, the wellness industry, what we did is we optimized the profile. We found her market. We communicated to her market. Pretty simple, right? 10,000 communications to her marketplace. 1,000 people responded, willing to be an advocate, and several of which bought several thousands of her book in bulk, right? So that was one story. The other one said, not so sure about this direct marketing piece. Let's build our community. In 30 days, they built an 8,500 person community, became a bestseller. Now, the first one became a 6-country bestseller. I don't think that was my results. That was kind of her whole effort. But she became a New York Times bestseller. This was back in January, and was a bestseller in over 6 countries. The second lady, the other one, became an Amazon bestseller and a couple other titles I don't remember. So the next thing is a speaker. This is a great one. You guys, there's some themes here, and we're going to talk about those after the case studies. The speaker recognized they had to have a presence. Same thing, right? Have to have a presence, have to be optimized, have to be found. When you're found, what happens? When you're found, what happens? Nothing? Nothing happens. Right? Unless you want them to do something, we got to give them something. We got to entice them to the next level of engagement with us. So we want to get found. The speaker wants to get found, but he needed to have a situation where when they found him, there was an opportunity for them to communicate again and again and again. In 30 days, he generated $110,000 of revenue. Okay? All right, well, he had a business already established. He was successful. His transaction cost was $17,000 per transaction, and we hit his target market very effectively. He has predicted that's going to generate him over $1 million this year, that one little campaign that we ran. He's got that much in his pipeline from that one little effort. Okay. An event company. Anybody do events? Anybody run events? A few of us? Okay, great. Do you have a specific title? Anybody want to name a title that you go after? Who's your target market? Who comes to your events? What kind of person? What do they call themselves? Physical therapist, okay. Think you could take LinkedIn as an opportunity to identify all physical therapists and invite them to your event? You could. Is that the best way to do it? There's a bunch of strategies, and you can ask some questions later, and we'll talk about some of those. We took an event company who had a hard market to reach, franchise executives, to be nonetheless. You know, franchise executives don't actually call themselves franchise executives. So we had to figure out how to get these guys in. Through our marketing and promotion strategies, we were able to be in front of them at the right time, consistently over the course of a month. And what happened was, she had filled her event 95% to capacity with our efforts, and she created 600% ROI within 1 week. She connected with 95 franchise executives, all of which could hire her and pay her $10,000 at some point over the next year. So she's building that relationship base. University, major university, a lot of people know this university, had a sports program they wanted to promote for their new online business. $25,000 transaction cost. In 30 days, they generated $250,000 through this process. Small business, okay? Anybody have a small business here? Yeah. You have a target market. This company, this small business, identified that they needed to have their presence established more effectively, position themselves with some thought leadership, right? They used LinkedIn's profile and then integrated that with their website, did some work. Once that was established, they said, let's target our market. We identified our marketplace. That marketplace was 100,000 LinkedIn users. We were able to communicate with about 50,000 of them. Too many to do, by the way, because you're going to get a 3 to 6% response rate on pretty much anything you do, if you do it right. So this company planned on a 10,000 campaign, ran a 5,000 person campaign instead, and ended up having over 368, I think was the number, total responses to the campaign, 258 of which set an appointment up. Jeez. Transaction costs for that organization ranges from $5,000 to $100,000 per transaction, depending on the company. Good opportunity for them. Okay. Yannick already kind of introduced some of the stuff we did, but Andrew, would you want to come up real quick? You around? So Andrew's going to walk through some of the results that we've got with Yannick's team. I'm pretty excited about that. All right, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. All right, so I'm helping him out because we do all the stats, so he's going to read the stats. So that's how many we sent, right?
All right.
Here you go. You want to stand here?
Okay. So first of all, you should know that I really believe in Nate's Proctor. I wouldn't be up here. You've all seen me running around the room the entire week. This is not my thing at all. So
it's good to get out of your comfort zone. It's okay.
Yeah, right. This is definitely a stretch. So as Yannick mentioned in the beginning, we've been looking for predictable, scalable lead flow for our Maverick Business Adventures company. And that's been hard to come by, with the notable exception of referrals from our existing members. Those have been, by far, our most productive leads, but again, not always scalable and certainly not always predictable. And I'm a numbers guy. I like scalability and predictability. So we've been looking for some scalable lead flow channels. We're introduced to Nate. It made a ton of sense. Yannick especially was a little skeptical, as he said. He had no idea. He was worried that he was going to be coming off as spamming people on LinkedIn. And so I did some arm twisting and some knee wrangling, and we finally got things going up and running. And over the past, is it fair to say 6 weeks?
Well, the campaign's been going for 30 days.
Okay, 30 days. See, like I said, I'm a numbers guy. We've got this number sent. 7,262 messages have been sent. And are those all first degree, or are we now into second degree?
You only had 200, or 416 were first degree.
Okay, so that's important to note here, because you're going to see some pretty incredible results, and only 200 of these messages were first degree. So if you know what that means in LinkedIn, it's a direct connection. Everything outside of that was second degree and outward. And so one of the objections I hear a lot to this kind of a campaign is, well, once you get out of your first degree, how impactful is it? This is going to give you a really good idea. So we're looking at a 4.35% response rate, which if we were doing anything else would be fantastic.
Yeah, that's just the people responding to the campaign. So there's positives, negatives, and neutrals in this campaign, right? Out of those, about 275 of those were positive. The negatives were simply, I'm not interested. Okay, and the neutrals were, they then just said thanks, something just irrespective of anything.
And bottom line, what it's meant for us is that we've added more than 100 qualified, and that's the key there, right? The 100 qualified leads to our Maverick Business Adventures pipeline. And those of you who've been coming year over year, I see a lot of Maverick members out in the audience right now. Appreciate you guys not throwing stuff at me. That's great. Thanks. It's a high level of qualification. You have to have a 7-figure business. And there are a couple other things that we look for when we're talking to leads as well. So for us to get 100 qualified leads in 30 days, and these are people that would be really excited, that would greatly enhance the quality of our membership, the quality is already through the roof, and to find people who can come in and add to the network is really important. And for us to get 100 in 30 days is unheard of. So it was enough to bring the guy who only wants to be in the back of the room up here.
Yeah, so we had pipeline increase of $1.1 million on top of whatever they were doing before. And all that timeline took place in 30 days. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah?
Not bad.
I think that's pretty good? All right, good. You guys want to know how to do that? All right, yeah, thank you, man.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, so let's talk. Now, today, there's a lot of strategies on LinkedIn. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through 3 of them today. I want you guys to roll up your sleeves, take a lot of notes. If you got your laptops, jump them out, start playing around on LinkedIn, okay? It's just fine with me. What we're going to talk about, we're going to cover how to improve your image, your profile mastery, okay? This is your presence, everything that you do. I'll tell you this right now. If we did not improve Yannick's profile, his results right now would be quite different, okay? This is about conversion. This is about building 3 things. I do 3 things in everything I do on social media. I do 3 things. I want you guys to repeat these 3 things. I'll say them once so you can make sure that you want to repeat them. And then I'm going to ask you to repeat them, okay? That's trust, credibility, and eliminating risk. Okay? With me again. Trust, louder, come on. Trust, credibility, and elimination of risk. I was really weak, but it's really early, so I'm going to be okay with it, okay? Because I can barely say it myself. So what we do in our profile or in our keyword optimization or our communications in any social platform, we are establishing trust, credibility, and the elimination of risk. Why? Because people make buying decisions off of people they trust, people they believe are credible, and those also lead to the elimination of risk, right? So we're going to talk about keywords optimization, how to get found on LinkedIn, how to rank over millions of other users in 3 to 11 minutes. I think you can all do that today if you have a computer. All right, and then the final one we're going to talk about is generating awareness and promotion tactics. And because this is the underground, we're going to be jumping into LinkedIn, and I'm going to give you guys a bonus here. I'm going to talk a lot about how to find your specific marketplace to communicate to, if that's okay with you. You guys want to do that? All right, so let's get into it. Let's talk about how to improve your image on LinkedIn. Albert Einstein, I like Albert Einstein. He's a cool guy. He did a few things for us. Only one who devotes himself to a cause with his whole strength and soul can be a true master. For this reason, mastery demands all of a person. You are all entrepreneurs. We know this, right? So when it comes to focusing in on LinkedIn, let's give it our all. Okay? So we're going to talk about profile optimization. We're going to talk about all the components of a profile right here. Now, this is going to be really boring stuff, so I want to make sure that I'm going to take my jacket off. I'm going to roll up my sleeves so that we all can do the same thing. And because there's a lot of work to be done. All right, let's do this. The professional headline on LinkedIn is the most important thing you can do on your profile. This is actually attached to your name everywhere you go, every comment you make, every group you're engaged with. All they have to do is highlight over your picture or your name, and this will pop up. I think that's important. Yeah, because why? It's called a professional headline. Is headlines important in emails? Right. This is our professional headline. We have seconds to grab the attention of somebody that just highlighted over our name to see if they want to engage us. Okay? Current titles. I'm just going to roll through these because these make no sense to most people. So we're going to actually get into the profile itself. I'm going to show you all these things. This is the list. And you guys don't have to write all these down. I'm giving you the whole PowerPoint deck. It's free for you. At the end, I'll give you the link. You can download it today as soon as we're done, okay? So these are the components of a profile. And it's kind of like a resume. Now, LinkedIn was founded not for us as entrepreneurs, because LinkedIn doesn't make money off of us as entrepreneurs unless we're paying our upgraded profile. They make all their money from corporations and recruiters. It's making all their money that way. The third tier, fourth tier, fifth tier of their revenues, their revenue model is from upgraded profiles. If you didn't know that, you can upgrade a profile for additional access and some cool little benefits. So they don't care so much about us. What they care about is making our profiles resume-like so they're easily searchable for recruiters, which is great for people like us because it makes them easily searchable for us, for lead generation. So that's a good benefit. Pardon me. So we have our profile optimization. Now we model a couple of different methods. And you'll see here on the top that what we do is we do a value position or solution. We do a vertical line, a value position or a solution. We build trust, credibility, and then maybe the name of our title or company. Okay? That's one way to do it. You can mix those around a little bit, Or you can do a specific call to action, like, call me today and get a free quote on whatever, or free assessment of your social media presence, whatever. There's a bunch of people that do that. I don't personally like them because they're too salesy to me, but that's okay. It doesn't say why they should call. And if you're in a competitive market, you need to do what to your presence? How do you get somebody's attention in a competitive market? Anybody have an idea? Differentiation? How do you differentiate yourself? What's the best way to differentiate yourself? Anybody have an idea? Job title? A way, yeah. Anyone else? Specialize. You specialize in a niche within that whole category, yeah. Anything else? Numbers, results, proven experience. If there is a way to put a number in your profile, your professional headline, do it. If you've, one of my clients sold $5 billion of sales for my clients, put it in, something that's going to absolutely differentiate yourself, especially if you're in consulting or coaching or, internet marketing. How many internet marketers are on LinkedIn? Hundreds of thousands. Did you know that? What differentiates you from the other guy? What makes you credible or trustworthy for me to call as a business owner who's looking for certain services? I'm looking for a web developer. I type in web developer on LinkedIn. I find all these people. Who am I going to call? Who am I going to click on? I'm going to click on the person that provides trust and credibility first. So find a way to get it in there. Okay? Those are some examples below. And let me jump into LinkedIn now. So when you get into LinkedIn, I'm just going to walk through some of the basics here. This is the home page. And you'll see here who's viewed your profile. Now, this is a great tool for prospecting, just to better understand the results of what it is that we do for our profile, okay? Because I'm not really interested in doing things just to do them. I want to know that they're relative and there's value in doing that. So if you go to the bottom of the graphic, their ad, you're going to find who's viewed your profile section. Now, this says 111 people in the last 3 days. What this will say at the end of today is somewhere around 50 to 76 people have viewed my profile today. Okay, that's typically what happens, and it measures on a daily basis. And then you'll see here it says 52 people. I've shown up in 52 search results today. And what that will show is about 250 by the end of the day. If I click on that link, we're going to see it's a lot slower now. It was really fast earlier. Okay. We're going to see some great statistics over here on the right. Now, I have a paid profile, so not everybody will see exactly what I'm seeing, okay? What you're seeing on this image, on the trends, you will see with a free profile. You won't see the keywords that people are searching you for. Marketing, I come up 10% of the time. So what you'll see is over the past 90 days, I've had a total of just under 5,000 people view my profile. That means they actually clicked on my profile and went into it. Is that a good opportunity for me? It's a great opportunity for me. Okay. What we'll see here is if I click on appearances and search, is that we had a spike here, and I came up in search results one week or 1 month here, the week of February 13th, 6,000 times. I don't know what happened. Something must have happened. It is possible I spoke at the National Speakers Association that week, so that could have been part of it. But there's not 6,000 people there. So you'll see here that over the last 3 months, we had 30,000 search results that I had the opportunity of them clicking on me. So they saw me. Why do I know they saw me? Does anybody know why I know they saw me? Because I was number 1 in those search results. And I'm going to show you how to do that in our second tier, okay? All right, so let's get into the profile. I'm going to go, you go into the profile section, we click on to view, let's go on to edit profile actually. And we're just going to highlight a few areas. So we have corporate social media solutions, social media ROI strategist, author, speaker, CEO at Deming Hill. I could make it spicier. I could make it better. I'll be the cobbler's son today. Let's go look at a couple of examples. I'm just going to type in business as a search term. I'm going to pull up a bunch of results. You'll see here there's 10 million search results for the term business right there. You guys see that? Is that visible to you? It's hard to see. Let's make it bigger. Okay. So I'm just going to pull this section up. Is that easier to see now? Yeah, so IBM comes up, and then I come up. John Astraf's my client. That's why I'm number one, okay? And then Tom Searcy is my other client. And you see, I like their examples, right? They have good, credible references to talk about. A lot of you guys have some amazing numbers with your internet marketing businesses. Amazing. It's just mind-blowing. I'm amazed. It's awesome. I'm super excited about everybody I've heard. So, but you'll see here, there's like, $4+ billion in sales generated. Or John, he's in a very competitive market, right? Coaching and consulting. So what's going to differentiate him? Well, he's been there, done that. He built 4 multi-million-dollar businesses. That's going to get him the attention he needs. If from somebody that doesn't know him, because not everybody knows John, right? Not everybody knows Tom. Most people don't know Tom because he's in a special little niche. So can you guys do that? You guys have some numbers that you can pull out and add to your profile that will differentiate you? Yeah? Maybe? Okay. Well, I know this is boring stuff, guys. It's okay. It's like setting up a website. Sometimes we just don't want to do it. All right, so the profile has a couple of main key points that we want to go through. We want to make sure that we're including our professional headlines optimized. We'll talk about keywords in a minute. I know you can't see the screen very well, but I want to show you the whole structure of the summary. You guys see how the summary is structured here? It's really important because people don't have time. They're busy. They scroll over your profile. We want their eyes to go where we want them to go. So you want to bullet point out the areas that you want them to focus their attention, and then they'll go back up and read if they feel like it was valuable. Now, you can't do it in LinkedIn. You have to do it in a Word document or somewhere else, and then paste it in, unfortunately. Also know that the summary has nothing to do with your keywords, so don't waste your time trying to populate it with keywords. Okay? Just make it good. Have something about your company. And just from a business strategy point of view, guys, make the bullet points about the benefits that you're solving or the problems that you're solving for those organizations or for your target market. Okay? Have a little bit more, and then talk about credibility maybe, people you've served, number of clients you've had, television programs you've been on, whatever is relevant for you. Okay? And then in the specialties section, the same thing. If you go into a document and you bullet point the document, you can paste it into the specialty section. You'll have a nice looking field like you see here on our screen with the bullets. And that's this section right here if you can't see it. Let me make it a little bit bigger right now. There. So you'll be able to see. This is keyword relevant, so blow it up. Okay? Fill it up with keywords. All right. Let's keep on going down. Now you have the opportunity for applications. And applications, I'm going to show you, well, let me show you on my screen here what it looks like. So we have video. Do you guys know you can put video on your LinkedIn profile? Yeah? How many have that on their profile now? Video. Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, maybe 2. Okay, good. Good job, guys. Very few people know that you can do video. You can add video to your LinkedIn profile where it will start automatically when they hit your profile if you use SlideShare.net. And if you use Google Presentations, i.e. Google Docs, it will show up just like you see on my screen here. Okay? The only downside is the videos have to be on YouTube in order to embed them here through those programs. Okay, if you have questions at the end, we can talk about how to do that. You can add your WordPress or traditional blog, non-WordPress blog to show up. And nice, looks nice. And then you have your, I like to put the reading list. Everybody here, you're going to do your profile, add the reading list. Put books that you've read, you like, you're reading, whatever. Why would you do that? It gives a little dynamic personality to who you are, insight to what you like, and it just breaks up the monotony of what's otherwise a very boring profile, right? I mean, this is not money generating. This is just building our presence. Okay, the rest of this is just experience and recommendations. This is where the keywords come in. You see there's a few keywords in mine. We'll talk about how to do that in the next section. And then we want to do recommendations and skills. Now, skills is an application now. It was just added in. LinkedIn just added this in because they were having a hard time with all of us that understood the keywords, and the recruiters were having a hard time finding the right people. They kept finding me. They don't want to hire me because I won't be hired, right? So they added the skills section, And this is an opportunity for them to filter by years of experience and specific expertises. So use this, use it for keywords, no different than we would have for the specialty section, and you can make it large. Okay, let's see, education. The only other thing that I want to really make a mention on the profile is recommendations. Let's see. There we go. So recommendations, the more that you have, I'd say over that 10 mark and somewhere below that 50 mark, we don't know what the exact number is, but LinkedIn changed their formula for keywords about 4 months ago to where recommendations have an impact on your ranking. I have about 44 recommendations, which has been able to keep me at the top of my search terms for business, marketing, social media, CEO, and 4 or 5 others. So the recommendations is a good impact for me because I have a bunch of them. Get those if you have the opportunity. Ask for those recommendations on LinkedIn, and that will help you out a lot. Let me just scroll down to the bottom. Then the final thing is group ownership and access. Now, groups are strategic, okay? You have a cap of 50 groups that you can be in. You can be in another 50 subgroups. There's not enough subgroups to be relevant, so you'll be somewhere between 50 to 70 groups total. The reason you want to join groups is it allows you access to communicate to other group members. This is key. If you haven't written it down, actually I do want you to write that down. Groups give you access to communicate to who you want. LinkedIn makes you pay for that, and they call it in-mail. So if you want to do it for free, do this. If you don't want to do it for free, then pay LinkedIn, and you can do it at 25 people at a time. So the beauty of groups, we love groups because they allow us access to the communities. LinkedIn knows this. This is a constant battle between what I do and what they do. All right, so you'll see here I've got like 70 some odd groups that will show up. It's kind of ridiculous. And so just strategically, just like a side note, you find somebody that's very relevant to who you want to communicate to, you don't have access to messaging them, go to their profile, see what groups they're in, join the groups, now you have access to communicate to them for free, okay? All right, and I only put my work number. I don't want anybody to really know the other stuff, even though I realize that it's all out there. I just don't want it on here. All right, and I keep all of these interested ins open for me, so I know what's going on in the marketplace. You may not want to be contacted for career opportunities or something like that. Okay, all right, so everybody pretty good on the profile? Any questions on the profile at this point? You're welcome to ask them now. Yeah.
Just really quick, when it shows you how many people have viewed your profile, it showed you who had viewed your profile. Is that in the free or the paid?
That is in the free, I believe. Anybody have that up right now? Can you go to homepage? It's for the paid? Okay, so with a paid account, and I pay $100 a month, guys. There's a $24 a month account. We'll scroll down here. So, see, it already shrunk to today. And that'll keep building. So on mine, I have who's viewed your profile on the right. I can see all the names of the individuals that are looking at me. Mm-hmm. Now by default, guys, it's going to show this anonymous, this someone in the leadership function in marketing and advertising. All of your profiles by default show that right now. If you want to adjust that so your name shows up when you're looking at somebody's profile, go into your settings, change your profile view settings, okay? But so the answer, they said it was, the free account does not show what's on the left. It doesn't show it, or does doesn't let you click on it? I thought it did. That's a nice feature. Good job, LinkedIn.
Thank you.
It's worth upgrading. Yeah. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Okay.
Just
Yes.
had a question as far as updating your profile so that other people that you're linked to see you pop up as updating your profile to keep your name in front of them. How often do you recommend you do that? It can be as simple as moving around those titles, the keywords within the title. Is that something that you recommend doing, or do you penalize if you do it too much by LinkedIn?
No, not at all. So what the question is referencing, if you didn't follow that, is anytime we update our profile or change anything on LinkedIn, even any group posting that you make, by default, LinkedIn's going to distribute that as a news feed to the homepage and to all of your connections. So for those of you that want to be a little more private, go turn those settings off in your settings feature. For your question, is that valuable in way of a business proposition? I think it's good to be in front of it, but I think content would be better.
Okay.
And you can also, though, when you do update your profile, you have the option of sending that update to anybody that you want in your network, in your first degrees. That might be relevant for you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right, good. Okay. All right, let's move on. So, sorry, another question. Last one.
What would you recommend if you're targeting two different niches at the same time?
All right, great
With
question.
the same product or service?
Same product, two different industries?
Yes.
I think if you're targeting an industry, it's going to be relative to the groups that you're in. So split your groups half and half.
Would you do anything in the title and the, in the title tag? Like what do you do? Would you put two different titles over there or?
Really good question. This is actually the question we get asked most often. So we have a lot of clients and a lot of individuals that ask us. I have multiple businesses. I think we talked about this just the other day. This lady has 4 businesses. How do I position myself? And then we'll talk specifically about that. So I like to position, because LinkedIn has certain criteria and rules, right? You can't have multiple LinkedIn profiles. If you do, you're breaking the terms of use. If you do, then you're at risk of any of those profiles being deleted at any time by what we call LinkedIn snipers. Okay, and the snipers will just shut your account down and it's gone. And you're like, oh, holy cow, what happened? So any efforts you put into it just disappear. So I just recommend keeping one and positioning yourself like a venture capitalist. Okay, multiple businesses. I run these companies. Position it that way. Now, when you run a campaign and you're targeting a certain group of individuals, reposition your title for the focus of that campaign target market.
Okay.
That make sense? But have a general one that you do just for your kind of like a positioned.
Sure.
And then do, when you run a campaign, repersonalize it just for that campaign.
Got it.
Good?
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Let's jump into profile again. Okay, let's get found. All right, you guys want to know how to get ranked? Yeah. You guys want to know how simple this is? My goodness, you guys are gonna just, like, I knew nothing about SEO, okay? Let's just put this on the table here. I am SEO illiterate. I am now like the keyword guy on LinkedIn, one of the guys. There's a few of us. And it's only because I paid attention to the search process. Now, Edwards Deming is actually the gentleman that, the reason we named my company's name is Deming Hill. We got 2 companies, one of them is Deming Hill. And the reason I love Deming so much is he's all about quality improvement and process improvement. And it's really what the keyword process is. It's just simply improving our profile. Here we go. So we're going to jump out of this right back in to LinkedIn. All right, who's familiar with the search process on LinkedIn? Raise your hand. Who's used it a lot? Whoa, nobody. This is going to be good. Does anybody use their Outlook database or a Gmail database as a filtering tool? Try to find somebody specific, right? And what do we type in? We type in their name, maybe a company name, something like that. Do you guys we all have CRM systems, right? So we'll filter by names. We're pretty much just getting names and emails. Imagine having attached with all those names and emails their title, their company size, their past places of employment, their current places of employment. Okay, throw all that onto your database. Does your database become more valuable? Yes or no? Yes. Yes, it does. Right, it does. So we can filter by segments. That's what this is. This is for 90 million people that have given their information to say, search me. Okay, well, let me search them. Let's go show you. All right, we click on, at the top of any LinkedIn page, you'll see this box. If you have people checked right here, can we see okay? Yeah, it's okay. Let me increase this. All right, good. And you'll see over here, advanced. Okay, let's just click on advanced. And what we're gonna see is the entire search box. This is our search process. Now, I have a paid account. Now I'm gonna show you the difference. See these little boxes here? See those boxes? That comes with the paid account. This is worth it. if you're trying to target your market. Everybody has keywords access and title access. So what I want to do is I want to do 3 case studies from you guys, and I'll use you as an example, your target market. So somebody yell their target market out. I'm sorry, what was that? CEOs? Women CEOs can't by gender. I'm out of luck. So we're not able to break it down by gender. Let's tell LinkedIn though, like, that would be great. Huh? Everybody want to know internet marketing? Let's look at it. Who has optimized internet marketing? Okay, does everybody know Boolean search? Raise your hand if you know Boolean search. Okay. If you don't, look it up. It's Boolean, search. Learn this. This will help you on Google. This will help you find who you're looking for. Same process applies for LinkedIn. Apologize. Let's do plus marketing. All right, so I put a plus sign in between Y for Boolean search. That means they have to be together. All right, let's see who's got that. In fact, let's do it without first, because most people don't look it up that way. Then we'll do it with. I have current or past here. I'm actually going to just pick current, and then I'm going to hit just the United States. Should we do international or just the U.S.? Just the U.S.? Yeah. All right. And we'll hit search. Okay, we have only 7,000 results. Think we have a little opportunity in internet marketing here? Yeah. So internet marketing comes up, and we have relevance. Now, this is the way that we identify keyword search. Now, you guys are all going to be battling over this term when you leave. We don't want to look by relevance, because what does relevance do? Relevance pulls up my network in association with the keywords. So what we actually need to do is pick keywords, and if you rank number 1 for keywords, you will always rank for relevance, just so you know. So keywords is the bottom box right here, if you can see that. Good, and then we have an expanded. This was expanded because I made it this way, but by default it's going to show basic on your profile when you do your first search. Make sure it's expanded, and this will give us everything we need to know. Okay, you can do that process in a couple of minutes. All right, so we have Wally here. Good job, Wally. Unfortunately, Wally has a lot of keywords. Can everybody see that they actually tell us how many keywords he has? Just count them. You just have to have more than him. I don't think we're going to get more than Wally, but maybe you could. Wally's owns this. Good job, Wally.
See one of your clients.
Pardon?
See one of your clients.
You want to do one of my clients?
Is he one?
No, he's not. Well, here's the thing. I give this away for free now on my website, my front page. Watch this 11-minute video. That's my opt-in box, right? So we've had thousands of people watch this video, all trying to compete now for every keyword that they can. Only reason I did that, because I charged $3,000 for this service, guys. Okay? And I was getting paid this significantly, consistently, getting paid this for this service. One of my good friends decided to share it openly at the blog world, so that just had to mean that I had to share it openly as well. So now it's on my front page. All right, so this is the process. If this isn't making sense to you yet, you can go to our front page, linkedstrategies.com. It's at the bottom of every one of my slides. I'll show it to you here in a minute. And watch an 11-minute video to walk you through it step by step. But we're going to go through it right now, okay? So internet marketing, what Wally has done here, I'm going to go to a less competitive term so I can actually count the number. But what you would do here is they're highlighting the number of times marketing and internet come together. Now, if I do internet plus marketing, we're going to have a very different result. So let's go back a screen and take a look. Actually, I'll just go here. If you do internet plus marketing in the title section. Now, remember, if I do it in title, that's different than how a lot of people will search it. Most people will search it up here in this people box at the top right. And what that's going to do is going to dump it into keywords, not title. So let's look at by keywords now, okay? Same thing, same term. I'm going to have a different result. 548,000 show up for keywords. This means it might not be in their current title, but it's somewhere on their LinkedIn profile, somewhere, that they register. So Wally still comes up number 1, Christine and Andrew. Okay, good job. So let's do a little bit less competitive. Somebody have a niche they'd like to use in an example? Okay, let's do physical therapist. All right, there. 41,000, okay? Keywords, again, expanded, 41,000 across the top. Can you guys see that at all? You can see it? Okay, good. All right, I'll make it just a little bigger. Good. So what we want to do is we see there's these more tabs right there under the current title. All you do is click on it, and that's giving us our lay of the land for what we need to add to our profile to rank number 1 for that term. So how much do you need for physical therapists? Anybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so under current by itself, there's 8 terms, collective terms. So we need to have 9. Simple math, right? And then under past, you got to have 1 more than what shows up there. Good? Good. Simple. Think that's pretty easy? Can you guys do that for your long tail keywords? You guys know why this is does this matter? It does matter because we're getting found this way. It gives us more clicks to our profile, more opportunities to be found, pulling people into our marketing funnels. All right, good. So let's go to, and just so you know a little bit, I mean, I showed you business, that was 10.7 million people. I don't think I'm number 1 for marketing anymore because I don't keep it up. Wally beat me out, punk. Teach the guys and look what they do. No respect, man. That's unbelievable. Okay, I'm gonna beat them. I'll take care of that. Don't worry. Hey, I like to win, you know? All right, so Doug went through my course, and so all of these people are new to this term, but we have, so that's another 6.2. I think I've calculated it before, several months ago. I was over 25 million LinkedIn users I ranked, okay, for my search terms. So you guys don't necessarily need to have, could you come up to the mic? Don't need to have the big terms, and I'll tell you why, is they're not as relevant as your longer tail keywords, the 2 or 3. Because when people are searching, they're searching for specifics. I do broad for credibility, right, for you guys. That's why I do broad. That's it. I get business from venture capitalists and others that are searching me this way, but that's because of the positioning, not because of the keyword. So if you have questions on keywords, come on up, and let's go through this. Let's make this a workshop style format, if that's okay. So yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to ask about, I noticed on Wally's profile, he just repeats blog marketing many times. Mm-hmm. So it's not really...
It's not pretty.
No, it's not pretty.
Here's the downside, guys.
Is that going to hurt his credibility, or, I mean, do you think you should be doing what Wally's doing? Do you think that's...
Okay, you make the choice, all right? You make the choice on what you think is relevant. Will this drive you a significant amount of business for keywords? Depends if your audience is searching significantly for you. It's a great question, and it's actually a question clients want to rank, and then they say, you know what, my profile's too ugly, I don't want it. Because what has to happen is you've got to have keywords. Now, if you look at, let's go to my profile, and I'll show you how it looks, because it's ugly, and this is just a trade-off. Because for me to rank over 30 million people, I have to have quite a few keywords. I'm a consultant. So what I've done is I've added keywords into the titles and the categories that matter. Keywords will count in your current title and in your current companies across the board. It will count in specialties and it will count in interests. These are categories on your profile. It will not count in the body text of any of your current or past titles. Doesn't matter. You'll see a lot of people that are LinkedIn specialists that have all their keywords built in there. It's irrelevant. So you'll see that I don't have descriptions for any of these. This is how it pulls up and how the public will view my particular profile. Okay? Now, is it great? No. But I've got my company, I've got my keywords, and I got my client. That's how I do it. So if you want, you have multiple clients, do the same thing, own your keywords. That's the best way to do it, in my opinion. Yeah.
Hey, Nathan, real quick. Is there any way to determine how many people are searching for a particular search term within LinkedIn?
Not yet, no.
All right. So you're just going off the cuff saying people are looking for business and marketing consultant, so I'm going to optimize for that.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
And there are search terms, like if you go back to my profile page, we'll see how many % of whom is searching for me, right? And we saw like 10% of all my search results come from marketing. So I know that I'm getting clicked on from people looking for marketing, which is good for me because that's one of my core competencies, right? So do you see where that was? Yeah. Okay, good. All right. Yes.
Hey, Nate. Alex. Somebody was asking, like, if you have multiple businesses or you're trying to target different profiles, different market segments, you said to change the title per campaign. Can you elaborate on what that means?
Sure. So on your professional headline on your profile page, this category right here, you'll see what I'll highlight, that little descriptor right below your name, adjust that per campaign. So it's relevant to your target market. You need to create trust and credibility with your target market. And if that was only for the individuals that had multiple segments, target markets, like anytime we do a campaign, it's a specific target market. You know, we're targeting one type of person.
So do you change it and change it back if you're going to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
So would the same principles apply if you're building out a company profile and keywords and so on and so forth?
You know, it's a great question. I think that your company profile, you guys familiar with company profiles at all? LinkedIn just made it, the company profile is actually quite dynamic. And short answer would be, I think your company profile should position what your company is. And if you have different target segments, I'd build that in to your benefit, your value proposition right there. I wouldn't keep changing your company. But you can play around with it, and if I could be wrong, I don't know. I haven't tested that. Okay. Yes?
What's your opinion on top linked and those lion groups and whatnot?
Good question. All right. So his question was, what's my opinion of top linked and those lion groups? Lion group is LinkedIn Open Networker. And, well, let me show you my philosophy. Network statistics under your contacts category on LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn's philosophy and quoted rule is to only connect with people you know. Now, how many of us do that? Anybody? 1, 2? Anybody else? Only people you know. Okay, good. All right. Look at this. You see these numbers? How many people do I have direct communication potential with? You guys see that bottom number there? This one? How many is that? Almost 21 million. It's 20 million. Let's just call it 21 million, let's say. Okay? That's awesome, right? It also expands my ability to communicate to my target market. So the larger my personal network is, the better my ability to communicate with my target market is. Because I never know who you know, and I never know who you know, the LinkedIn shows us, right? So now, there is an exception to this, okay? I have a client that's in the defense contracting business. They have no business doing this. They have a very specific vertical. They don't want all the garbage they're gonna get from all the people on this list, in the open networkers groups. And most of the people in open networkers are going to be professionals like insurance agents, recruiters, consultants, coaches, authors, speakers. That's your crew. Internet marketers, right? Any individual professionals, solopreneurs. That's who that open networker group consists of. All right. So I'm of the philosophy that you should have an open network on LinkedIn to expand your reach. I'd say the exception would be if you have a very specific target market that is irrelevant to those crowds I just told you about. And you would just build your database a different way. And the way you would build that database is by joining the groups and communicating like a program to them, communicating a message to your target markets through the groups. Yes?
Now, I have nowhere as many connections as you have, but I do have a few thousand. But one of the issues that I have with LinkedIn is that, or with my few thousand, is that I get heaps and heaps and heaps of messages to the point where I don't even bother reading them anymore.
Turn them off. You can go to your settings and you can turn them off.
So I can turn it. Now, then if somebody wants to contact me, they just go to my settings. And is that what you did? Did you turn off your messages?
No, I have a VA that manages everything.
All right. But that's, okay.
Sorry if you got a response from me, by the way.
Yeah. All right. So you recommend turning it off then for most people who don't.
I would not turn it off if you're having a campaign running, if you're running like a promotion. But if you're just on LinkedIn and you want to control your spam and your filters, like people, here's the deal, guys. People are going to communicate to you through groups. If you don't have any groups, or you turn off your ability to be communicated to through groups, then you're not going to get the spam. Now, there's a problem here, is that if you're on any social network, there's programs like eGrabber and a bunch of others that are just constantly scraping all of these programs, and that data's out there. Whatever you've put on your LinkedIn profile, whether it was before or now, it's too late. It's out there. They're emailing you probably directly at this point.
Yep.
So, yeah. My preference on the settings is this. Executives that are already too busy, shut down your communication abilities, have your presence, and when a campaign's on, turn it back on, okay? If you're building your network, you need to keep some of your settings on, because building your network's going to require some communication. Then put a VA on it and help them manage that process.
I mean, but they can always communicate by scrolling down your profile to find out how do I get in contact with you, right?
They could, but they won't.
They won't. Gotcha.
Don't make it harder on them. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Thank you. All right, so we got only 8 minutes, so guys, can we hold these questions maybe for after, and we can do some Q&A in the back? Is that cool? Thanks, guys. Sorry. I want to make sure that we get through some of the best stuff. So is that good so far, guys? You got some value so far? Good? Okay. All right. All right. How many of you would like the opportunity to increase your traffic, I don't know, 5,000 people a month? Yes? Raise your hand. Good. How about specifically with your target market? Even better? Good. All right. How about 10,000? All right. Good. How about 20,000? Even better. Okay. Stupid question, of course. So this is what we did. We did this program with 3 clients. Increased their traffic between 10 to 50,000 people a month through this process. And it took us less than 10 minutes a day. It's not as effective today as it was when we started it, because LinkedIn changed some of their setting rules, but it's still effective. And the people that do come through are highly likely to buy, because they are interested in something that you've distributed. Content, article, whatever. Okay. Who has a blog? Raise your hand. Good. Okay. If you don't have a blog, can you write? Okay. All right. If you can write, you can do this. If you can put an article out, you can do this. All right. Let's go to our groups. So we're going to go into, actually, I'm not going to go to my groups. This is going to be so easy, guys. Okay. So I have 2 blogs. This one is called An Executive's Guide to Social Media with Deming Hill. And you guys see this is a pretty cool article, pretty popular article. We had 854 retweets, and this went pretty viral pretty quick. It's why executives hate social media. Hey, how long is a typical blog? Less than 500 words. This is a 6-page blog article. 6 pages. To whom? Executives. Who don't have what? Time. Go figure. Amazing. Just throw it all in the face of everybody. It worked great. So we shared this with this process in front of all of our executives, all of our groups. This process. Great way to get tweets. This gets us at a minimum, with good titles, anywhere from, 10 to 900 retweets anytime we do this process as well, on top of the additional exposure click-throughs. So you'll see this is Link Strategies. This is my one of my recent blog posts. We have 92 retweets. What we're going to do here is we're actually just going to click on the headline. I'm going to go down to the bottom, and does anybody have share tools on their profile, on their blog? Everybody? Everybody should have share profiles. If you don't have them and you like this little widget here, it's called Sexy Bookmarks. Add it. Okay, Sexy Bookmarks, it's a WordPress add-on. Okay, I love this. Okay, I'm just going to highlight over my LinkedIn. I'm going to click. Okay, let's count how long this takes. I have 4 minutes left on this presentation. This will take me 1. So I'm going to go to my post to groups. I'm going to change this stupid image. It's ridiculous. Actually, I'm going to edit up here. I'm going to take out my photo there because I don't want to promote that. And I'm going to say, so I'm going to post updates. I'll check that. It's optional. I don't have to do anything else here. This up here will populate my status feed. I'm going to go to groups. Now, I have 79 groups. Does anybody know how to do the alphabet? I can't memorize 79. So I'm going to have in fact, I don't do any of this. I have my VA do this at a specific time of day. Now, I didn't tell you this. If you don't do this between a 30-minute window every day, it's irrelevant. You guys want to know what time that is? That time is? Okay. All right. I might make you vote for it. Just kidding. I'll tell you. Vote for me. Post to groups. A, who do I have in A? Nobody. B, business success. Let's join that one. C, consultants network. Let's do that one. C again. Going to go down to that one. And I'm going to go through this process until I hit the bottom. Is this easy enough? Okay. When I'm done with that, guess what's going to happen? This feed, let's just post this. I'll go ahead and do linked. This is easy, yeah? Okay, good. Do that, under 10 minutes, and hit share. Done. Everybody got it? Okay, I have 1 million people as members of all of my groups. If you post at the right time of day, there is a daily news feed that goes out from every group to every member's email box. That's cool. Let's say 50% of the members have it in a junk email, turned it off, whatever. Probably reasonable now. So let's say it's 500,000 people. It's going to get in the front of the inbox. If I do it at the right time, it's going to be at the top 1, 2, or 3 posts in that daily distribution. And the time is, ready? 9:15 to 9:45 Eastern. Hope that helps. Oh, you got to guess. Just kidding. AM. All right, is that good? Good tip? Okay, think you can get a little traffic from it. You guys will get business from this, guys. Now the key is that you join relevant groups that are pertinent to your market. Now when you're doing this, don't put this in groups that don't want it. Leave those groups, go to groups that do want it and are relevant to your target market, okay? Good. So that is the promotion tip, generate awareness. So what did you guys learn today? We talked about our profile mastery. Oops, sorry. We talked about getting found, keyword optimization. We talked about promotion tactics. Those are 3 of probably 27 tactics, strategies that we could have talked about today. I just don't have enough time, right? So it's like an all 3 days workshop, which would be just grueling. I don't know who would ever want to do that. All right, so what I'm doing for you guys is I'm giving you a lot of documents, okay? I have processes, I have systems that I use, I have my LinkedIn mastery program, and these are some of the documents that we use to work through with our clients to figuring some of this stuff out. So what you see on the screen, and the URL on the screen is linkstrategies.com/underground007. It's there right now. Download all these documents. No strings attached, because I love you guys. Yes? It's up. I'm not taking it down. But if you share it with people, make sure they get on my list. Just kidding. I don't care. You can share it. Let me go show you here. And then, so what this is the first document. This is one of the documents that will kind of measure where you're at. What we've done is we've taken the power user strategies of LinkedIn users, the best of the best in the marketplace, all my peers that I work with and compete against. We said, what do the best of the best do? All right, well, these are the things they have. So you can grade yourself on a scale, tally that up, and then we'll talk a little bit about what you look like and where you're at in your LinkedIn experience. Cool little document. It's fun. All right, the other documents, I didn't pull them up. This is the page that you'll see. I left on my header from my website, so if you guys want to watch that video for keywords again, you can just go ahead and click right there, okay? Hopefully that's not imposing. You do have to opt in for that, so hopefully that's okay. And you'll see on here is all the download documents, all the PDFs. You'll also see at the bottom my contact info, so if you need it, you can contact us. We have 2 companies, Link Strategies, all my information products, and then Deming Hill's all my services, okay? That's it.